Hey guys, this is Chief Apostle Samuel Jr. I'm the apostle and pastor of Apostolic Faith of Jesus Christ Incorporated. As above, so below, we are talking about sun energy, solar energy to each and every one of you guys. On this particular platform, I do not teach my personal beliefs, but I do teach universal laws because they apply and applicable to each and every one of us. To each and every one of you guys that are being notified, I just came on live because I really am trying to encourage melanated people and to understand when it comes out to magic and spirituality that you need to actually be listening to people that have been tried and proven in the ATRs, whether it's Ifa, Voodoo, Santeria, Lakumi, and Congo. And I'm going to say this, why it's important. And when you're trying to manifest, and thank you for joining my live, but when you're trying to manifest, you have to have trust. And my subject is why trust matters. And if you guys have questions about certain things, I don't mind answering them if it was in my capability. But you can't really practice magic when you don't trust your own energy. When you have not did the work, as some people call the shadow work, but a lot of my manifestation is not only do I trust my gifts. Hello, everybody. Not only do I trust my gifts and my spirits, but I trust the relationship that I have with the deities. I also respect and trust the environment by which I am working. If I'm doing courtroom work, I trust the legal system to be what it is. I trust the fact of the mindset of the judge, because in order to influence the judge, I got to understand the decision making. When you're trying to do conjure out here, and you're trying to get conjure work, and you yourself have this thank you for the roses, have this level of distrust and everybody trying to screw you over, everybody trying to get over you. Honestly, sir and ma'am, you don't need to be practicing magic. You don't need to be actually engaging with people, because it's about your relationships. And I feel like a lot of people are not out here trying to develop a relationship. They're trying to do spells. They're trying to get certain manifestations done. And at the end of the day, if you are a part of Ifa community, if you're part of Voodoo or Santeria or Christianity, however you learn to trust in that particular tradition is how you're going to carry on in other traditions or interact with other people in their traditions. And I do understand that when you have a mentality that you feel like everything is in scarcity, or you can't stand to see your brother and sister rise because you feel like it's taking something from you, that's a personal trust about God supplying your daily bread. Like, you don't believe, most people, what you call God, him or her, or Jehovah, Rapha, what you call it, the mighty and zombie, what you call Ola Damari. At the end of the day, you don't trust the divine to be a provider. Like, I don't feel that I'm not going to get what I need, whether I do hoodoo work, whether I do prayer work, whether I do affirmations, whether I do work with crystals. I first trust the source to provide. Like, I want you to understand that a part of magic has a lot to do with your level of trust. Trust in the name that you're calling upon, whether it is a Hebrew name, whether it's an Arabic name, trusting in the ancestors or the particular ancestor that you are assisting, or the Orisha. Trust is such a significant energy and characteristic to magic and spell work and craft, and being able to trust the process of it's like sending a relative to the store. You got that one relative, you send them to the store, they're gonna go, as my mom said, you gotta go by Charles Weaver House, you gotta run all your errands instead of going to the store and coming back. Can you participate in magical practices and have a better understanding why your personal development of self and trust in self allows you to have trust in others? If you are struggling with the word trust, which means a confidence in somebody else's abilities, talent, or intellect, whether that's divine or natural, if you don't trust the person you're talking to, how far do you think your relationship is going to develop? If you don't trust the ancestor, or the Loas, or the Padrino, or the Mambo, or you don't trust the Godchild, to me, if I don't have trust with you, I have nothing. It ain't got nothing to do with your talent and ability. It don't have nothing to do with my talent and ability. I cannot work with somebody I do not trust. And I do not work with people that do not trust me. And when the trust breaks down, the energy breaks down. And so I know that it is popular to learn sorcery, conjure, spells, rituals, and all that. But I can assure you, sir and ma'am, you will never see the full benefit of what voodoo brings, hoodoo brings, Lukumi brings, shamanism, whatever ATR that you claim to be a part of. You will never ever get the full benefit without trust. You will never get the full benefit of the person that is teaching you or instructing you if there's not a certain level of trust. And you know what happens? Why that is not there? Because it takes time to build trust. It takes time to have confidence in people. It has to take time to understand what people have the ability to offer. And so with everybody with this microwave mentality, with people trying to learn on social media, do it yourself kits and all this other stuff, you're never developing relationships. Everything's about texting, everything's about conversating through via email, whatever, but there's no personal relationship. And I'm trying to understand how you gonna develop a relationship with a spirit or entity that you cannot see when you did not develop the trust relationship in your natural relationships. This is stuff that I sit here and watch. I know why there's breakdown in the elays and the covens and the churches and all, because people not trying to learn and take our time to build a relationship. You can trust the fruit that I bear, but you can't see the fruit that I bear if you're not hanging around until I produce fruit. You got to trust the process, and you got to understand the process that you claim to be trusting. Whether that is conjure, whether that's candle work, whether it's incense, whether it's animal sacrifice. It don't why are you making animal sacrifice and you don't trust the energy that's in that animal? I'm gonna say this. If I'm gonna sacrifice a rooster, I need to understand what that rooster has the capability to do and symbolically what it suggests. And so therefore I got to trust the energy that I'll chain in that rooster. So if you sacrificing an animal, whether it's a goat, whether it's a ram, whether it's a squirrel, like, do you trust Mother Nature, that the nature inside of that animal understands? Even if you're going to deal from shamanism, whether you're going to deal with that animal on the astral level, it's still trust. Do you trust your dog to protect you when an intruder comes in? Do you protect, there's some cats out there that's vicious. For people to claim to be a part of the ATRs, and people that claim they don't want to be scammed, they want authentic, real magic, no matter what the tradition is, and they themselves mentally and emotionally lack trust. You don't trust the reading, no less than the reader. Then how you going to take the counsel from whatever spirit is speaking from them or through them? You're not going to do it. I think a lot of people play themselves, and then because they play themselves, they can't get the full benefit out of whatever spiritual fetishes that particular practitioner may offer, or services that that particular tradition offers. And all of a sudden they're blaming people for certain things not manifesting, when the truth, sir, ma'am, is that you came into that situation with a certain level of distrust. You think everybody's trying, and let me say something, it might be a little offensive, but some people don't even realize you don't even have enough going on in your life for nobody to scam you. There's nothing for anybody to really beat you out. You don't have enough money to fill your refrigerator with groceries. You don't have enough money to fill your car up or vehicle with gas. You don't have enough money to pay for your lunch all week long. Like, you don't have enough going on to have the level of distrust that you have, because that's an inward thing. A lot of times people feel like somebody taking something from them, because first of all, you never had enough for yourself. So you're always in that energy of lack. This is why I try to teach people about renewing their minds and actually understanding who they are and what they are, and why you need classes and instructions and ability to develop relationship. If you have been in most of broken relations, like most melanated people, like when it comes to magic and spirituality, you're going to always come from a defensive aspect of magic because you lack trust. You're never going to be able to effectively be offensive, proactive in life, because to be proactive, you have to trust. To interconnect with the inner world. Sorry about that, y'all. I got to turn the car on. My bad. But you got to be able to interconnect with the inner world, and that's still trust. You got, like, And it just doesn't happen overnight. Just like a child doesn't trust their parents overnight. It's a lifelong development. Some of us can't even trust the people to be honest with them about what we want and we don't want. So how are you going to trust a stranger over the internet or social media about life-changing events in your life, and when you still struggling with trusting somebody you sleeping with? You still don't trust the people that you actually feeding. You don't actually trust the people that you're actually going to work for and paying bills for. Like, I feel that a lot of people, if they understood how significant their personal life skills were and how it affects magic, energy, and frequency and vibration, then they will work on their social skills. They will work on their communicational skills. They will work on having healthy relationships, so you don't go into spiritual relationships broken. Because if you don't trust your mom and father, you're not going to trust your spiritual mother and father. Like, it's just real. Like, you go into the situation ready to cause problems, because one of the main ingredients you're going to need to be able to interact with people is trust. And you got to trust people enough to know, say, you know what? That individual didn't do that to me. Until they show me a reason not to trust them, I have no reason to come into this situation not trusting people. If the tradition did not do anything to me and the people in the tradition did something to me, then I need to distrust the people that claim to practice tradition. I shouldn't distrust the tradition. Sometimes people say, they'll say, well, Sam or Apostle Eda or whatever, how they know me. They say, well, how life treating you? I say, life is fine. It's the people in it. I trust people to do what they do for themselves. I don't find myself in situations of delusion with people, because people can't give you what they don't have. And when people are speaking things that are unrealistic to their own self, they have no problem, sir and ma'am, doing that to you. And to all of you that really claim that you want somebody to help you with healing and deliverance and all that, nobody can help you with healing when you don't trust the person that's administrating. You don't have enough understanding of what healing is. Whether it's through herbs, whether it's through divine purposes, whether it is through shamanism, Reiki, whatever it is. That's from legal situation, whether you getting spiritual work done or whether you doing I feel that. Whether you doing a lawyer. If I'm going into a situation, I don't trust you, I'm not doing it. That it's just that simple. And you can be all that you can be. You can be arm and strong if you want to be. But if I know I lack that trust, and if it's unwarranted, then it's me. If it's warranted, then it's you. And if I have a warranted reason to distrust you, I am a grown man. I am not going further. And that's what people need to understand. How can you truly know the person by the fruit they bear when you don't understand the process of what people have to go through in order to get there? You think somebody trying to get over on you because you don't understand what it took for him or her to get where they are. You feel like somebody don't trust you with their car when you ain't never had one. When somebody asks you where you going, oh, you don't trust me? No, because you don't know how to go. First of all, it ain't your car. It ain't your gas money. You get an accident, you cannot fix it. So therefore, I don't trust you because you don't know how to be responsible. And therefore, you shouldn't have a problem with me asking you where you going with my stuff. Why should I trust you when you got a problem with me asking you where you going with my stuff? Your response alone lets me know whether I can trust you or not. Because if you were responsible, you know to let the individual know where you going with their stuff. Them days up. And I feel in my world, because I'm old school, when it comes to conjure, I don't care what I'm practicing. Black arts, root work, I'm old school. You got an opportunity as a grown man or woman to show me who you are, what you here for, what you showing up for. And once that has been determined, I am going to deal with you according to what you have demonstrated or displayed in front of me. It is, sir, man, it's just that simple. I don't care if you're the president of the United States. I don't care if you're a bum on the street. And when it comes down to energy, frequency, and vibration, I pay attention to how people choose to show up in their life. If they got an idea, they have a mindset of I don't give a damn and F this Negro and all that, I have no problem with you having that mentality, sir or ma'am, gay, straight or bi. But I am going to deal with you accordingly. If you don't know how to show me appreciation, and we don't have nothing. Some of this stuff, I'm being honest with you, is people skills. You might know how to do root work. You might not know do prayer work. You might know how to do a bath cleansing, but you lack trust. And I'm telling you, for somebody that is 51 years old, been practicing magic since I was a child, and I have certain levels of success when it comes down to manifestation in my clientele, that's what I see a lot of people lacking on both ends. I'm talking about the padrinos and the people in the elay. I'm talking about the pastor and the congregation. I'm talking about the witch and the coven. It is people getting into stuff, not doing their personal workings and developing. Some people still, even in my church, are like, "Oh, you mad at me?" No, I'm not mad with you. I just don't deal with you like that because you don't. I can't trust you like that. And there's levels and stages of trust. It's almost like assets. When you start on a job, you might not have the code to the safe. You might not have the password to the confidential information. But as you go through the ranks and prove yourself, the more trust they have you, the more assets you have. Spirituality is no different. You're not getting the mysteries of the kingdom of heaven. You're not getting the mysteries of darkness until they can trust you. Sometimes people can trust your hands, but they can't trust your mouth. They can trust you to do things, but they can't trust you to keep secrets. Trust sits in. Sometimes people can trust what you say and can't trust what you hear. I know you don't think about it like, but it's the truth. Sometimes people can trust more what you ain't gonna do than versus what you can do and willing to do. Sometimes people can trust you to show up to work, but they can't trust you to actually work when you get there. Sometimes people can trust you want to have sex, but they can't trust you to actually satisfy them. I want to open your mind. I want you to open your mind. If you follow me on my Facebook account, you already know that I get a lot more graphic than I do on TikTok, because TikTok is tender. So when I do conjure, I'm trying to get you to understand from somebody that practice very strong and high magic, that as you go through the ranks and stuff, a lot of this growth and development and evolution has to do with trust. And it first starts with your inner trust. You don't even trust your gut feeling. You don't trust you trust more of your speculations than you actually trust your intuition with facts. You will trust a lie over the truth. I'm just like, if you don't trust the truth, you're gonna want to lie. If you trust a lie, you're never going to swallow the truth. Before you light that candle, you got to trust what fire can do. Before you light that incense, you got to trust what air element can do. How do you think you're going to practice magic? How are you going to think that your magic is going to affect other people, places, and things when you don't trust the Bible said like that, when you speak a thing, doubt not in your heart. You don't even trust what's coming out your mouth. Why would you trust what's coming out of my mouth? It doesn't matter if thank you so much for the heart. It doesn't matter if I'm an E5 priest, a Santero, whether I could be Yahshua. Even Yahshua was hindered and performing miracles in the Bible because of the people's unbelief. You can't get the benefits of anything. Psalm 105, you can't. When you yourself lack the level of trust. And nobody trying to trick you out. I'm tired of people talking about somebody trying to, you don't have enough for somebody to get over on you. They can barely get around you, no less than getting over on you. It is so ridiculous of how many people are living in poverty, and just because you trying to live ghetto fabulous, you don't even trust the process of coming out of the ghetto. So therefore, you just on survival mode 24/7. You don't really believe that you can get around other people and other people want to see you win. Because you don't trust that God got somebody out there that actually wants to see you win. You think everybody that shows up in your life is there to take you down. Because you don't trust the divine. Namaste. Why would I serve a God or goddess that I personally do not feel that is going to bring people in my life that is actually want to see me win and to me be okay and blessed and all this other good stuff? Like, make that make sense. Why are you a part of something that you don't believe that will protect you? If you follow suit, if you follow yourself in alignment. Why trust matters in magic? Trust is everything. When I don't understand, when I can't see my way, I trust that God got me. I see the evidence of God getting me even when I don't know the next direction to take. Trust is not blind faith. Trust is knowing that I am confident over it because of a relationship. When I was a child, I never prayed to God for my mom. My mom couldn't cook. So my grandma and them cooked all the time. Let me just take that back. But let's just humor me for a moment. I've never prayed to God that my mom was going to feed me. My mom made sure I ate every day. There's certain things when you got trust that you don't pray about. There's no need to pray about. How are you part of a tradition or a relationship or ancestor and you still don't think they got you? You know why? Because you don't trust their counsel when they tell you not to do something. You don't trust their counsel when they tell you to do something. You don't trust their counsel when they tell you that you need to prioritize certain things. Everything about you has to be a debate. Everything about you got to be an argument. Everything about what you think, because you lack trust. And nobody's fit to spend their lifetime as a grown man or woman trying to make you trust them. Especially when they ain't gave you no reason to distrust them. And guess what? Trust the idea of this. Ain't none of us perfect. Hey, how you doing, darling? Thank you so much. When you get up and something comes across, trust that it was meant for you to hear that. Trust that it was meant for you to be there. Trust that it was meant for you to be in position to get X, Y, Z. This is when I tell people to go to my platform, when I go to my website and stuff like that. Because if you really understood what trust was, you would not be out here as a grown woman or man having to be drugged into your blessings. Like 400 people got to keep affirming something before you make a move. You lack trust. Neither do you have to be naive out here either. But you should be rooted and grounded in enough truth at your age to know what has been proven and tested versus somebody out here just jaw-jacking. Just by being grown in life. Good. What's up, Miss Whitney? My 79. You know I like 69, but you know it is what it is. My Sagittarius. So when it comes down to trust, how much of trust do you need to do right? How much of trust do you need to have to move forward? How much of trust do you have to be interconnected with other people, places, and things? And are you willing to maintain that measure? She said, all right now. You can't go wrong if you lick on both ends. You can't go wrong. So I say to people, if you want to practice real magic and with real authentic magical people, then there must be a certain level of trust that you are already coming to the table with. It's too many people out here trying to do all this, getting back to your roots, when you are riding on empty when it comes to trust. You're riding on reserves when it comes to trust. And it's too many important areas of your life that you got to have a certain level of trust in order to function effectively and harmoniously with people, places, and things. It's just, you're asking for roadside assistance spiritually when it comes to trust if you are not developing relationships. How many people have long-term relationships? How many people, when you break trust, value trust enough to repair that trust? The average person, when they break your trust, they just move along and they just want you to blindly forgive them. They don't want to do the work to restore that trust, because it's easier to break trust than to build trust. And it don't matter what it is. And everything is energy, frequency, and vibration. So how can you have long-term relationship spiritually or naturally when you do not respect trust? You don't value enough to restore it. You don't value it enough to communicate. You don't value it enough to apologize. Thank you. All right, there, rocking with them crowns. You don't value it enough to say, you know what? I need you in my life. And I trust that you will not abuse your access to me, because you honestly have not given me a reason for me to behave like that. See, when something you value, you will call yourself out. You will acknowledge where you're coming short and let that person know, I'm behaving like this with you, but you didn't do anything because it's an inward thing. I value my relationship. I want you to trust that I understand that I'm in bad behavior and I'm not good for you right now because I have not done the work within myself. And so whether you're an Ifa priest, a voodoo priest, a priestess, or whether you do a shaman or yami, or whether you Kabbalah, or whether you are out here, when you can be honest and trust yourself to tell you the truth on yourself, baby, you in a whole different place. And when people can trust you like that, I was telling somebody, I was like, I have a client of mine have never ever met me and was going through a surgery. And this woman trusted me so that she put me down on who to call if something was to happen to her. Do you know what kind of energy or character you have to show for somebody to trust you to make determinations for their life if something happens to them and they've never physically met you? There's some people that I have walked through the fire, I have went through the floods for, and they still have a nerve not to trust me, when the truth is they're not trustworthy. People that don't value trust, they're not going to value your trust, because they themselves are not trustworthy. So they're never going to see the benefit of trusting anybody. And so it's going to always be about survival and what they can get out of you. It is what it is. I love what I do. Thank you so much for the hearts and the loves. But I try to encourage people to look at life sober-minded. I don't care how deep magic is. There's a rhyme and reason to it all. And when you, as a grown man or woman, thinking that people are gonna trust you with the mysteries that they have gone through and suffer for, and they're just gonna give you it's just not real. You have to earn people. I don't care how much they love the practice. You be a grown, earn it, value it. If you get access to certain people, places, and things, value that. I emailed you. Okay, I got you. I'll check it eventually. But let me tell y'all something. Conjure's real. If you really want to get in contact with me, the best thing to do is go to my website and get a consultation. Because one thing about me, I'm a Sagittarius, my moon is Aries, and my rising sign is Pisces, and I was raised by a Virgo. My Cash App will make me pay attention. My Zelle make me pay attention. PayPal, that's how to really get my attention. I don't fake no fronts with nobody. So, but I want to encourage many of you guys that are out here claiming, all right, Queen, claiming that you want to do real magic, frequency, and vibration. If you're not trying to develop your trust and build real relationship, you're wasting your time. Oh, thank you, baby. You're wasting your time, because that is something you build, and you build through action, not words. I'm going to say that again. You build trust with action, not words. No, anybody grown and got something to lose, they don't care nothing about what you're saying. They care about what you're doing. That's right, baby. And that's man or woman. So I say this because I got to order my food. I got to get my food. Go to my website. Go to my YouTube channel, especially if you're still struggling with understanding the mentality and the methodology by which I operate in universal law. Go to my YouTube channel. Get a better clarity. Listen to my clientele that speak of the workings that I do. At the end of the day, if you have, When do you do read? I do my readings when I'm on live on my YouTube, or you can get a consultation and I'll do it then. I'll set it. I'll schedule an appointment. But one of the things I want y'all to know this. There you go, child, please. Black people out here worried about the eclipse, and if you can't get your edges straight, don't worry about the eclipse. I don't understand us melanated people when it comes down to the stars and the heavens. When we are the microcosm of the universe, I just do not understand. You worried about the eclipse and you ain't even paid all your light bill. To me, it just don't make, like, I be looking at it, they even ask me like, oh, well, Pastor Ely, what you think about the eclipse? You don't even understand moon magic. Why does it even matter? I don't understand it. You are not even connected with the universe. You're not even operating in your melanin. You're not even operating in your arche. Your third eye ain't even open. You're not connected with your egoons, your ancestors. Why would it even matter? You wouldn't be able to get the messages even if it is a portal. And it is, but you're never gonna get it. You're not even online. You ain't paid your cable bill. Why do you care? Like, black people are trip. It's only when you're connected with the universe. You're already walking in your God particle. Oh my good God, Jesus. You worried about the eclipse and you ain't got a raise in 15 years on your job. You ain't got promoted since you got hired. And you worried about an eclipse. You ain't had a good man since you watched Good Times. But you hollering about an eclipse. Man, girl, bye. Bye-bye. Bye, Felicia. It is ridiculous. You ain't got enough groceries in your house to fill your 2 cabinets, and you worried about an eclipse. Okay. You ain't got $41 in your savings, and you worried about an eclipse. Huh? Your husband ain't been faithful to you since y'all been together. I promise you, sir and ma'am, that's the least of your troubles. You would need to be worried about getting a venereal disease. Don't worry about the eclipse. Leave the eclipse to the ones that are operating in their God particle or goddess particle. That you leave all the stars of heaven and all that to us. We online and we are shared. Don't you worry about it. You got other stuff that you need to be attending to. You need to stop lying about you out there talking about something. You telling them children that these sardines are really fillet of fish. No. You lying about you still can't even cook a meal from scratch. Don't worry about the eclipse, baby. Don't worry about that. You still trying to master the microwave. Leave the eclipse to the professionals. Leave the energy, the cycle of the moon and all that. You don't even know when you got pregnant. You don't even understand your cycle. Why are you messing with the moon? Huh? You have not even passed the basic arithmetic and you worried about astronomy? You failed biology. But now you want to be, okay. Y'all let these people play with y'all and you know that you're struggling with, you failed. You didn't even get all the answers right to multiplication. And now you want to deal with celestial and astronomy. Okay. The things you worried about an eclipse and you done sat there and messed up your tax money that you're supposed to be doing for your children. And you worried about an eclipse. Worry about them paper clips you keep stealing from the job. That's what you need to be worried about. Before they get you and fire you. Where you worry about the eclipse of the universe got it under control. I'm sorry, y'all. It just that stuff bothered me so bad with our people. Your lace front ain't even on right. And you talking about eclipse and candle work? You want us to believe you worried about you still out here selling food stamps and on your EBT card. Baby, get a vision. Leave the universal elements and the celestial bodies of the universe to the professionals. And let us figure out how we're going to channel that energy and utilize for the betterment of all people. Other than that, you need to stop it. It's a phenomenon in the heavens. I'm sorry, y'all. It's just... oh my God, I need to buy some. We got to do better. All right, guys. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. I'll see y'all tomorrow on my YouTube channel, my live. I'm normally going on live by 9 o'clock, 9 p.m. Eastern time. So thank you so much. Appreciate you. Much love. And I'll see you guys on the flip. All right. God bless.